Welcome back, then.
Fan appeal was evident way back when he was a middleweight. He always came to fight, made sure the fans got their action bout, and his sense of pleasing the audience. The native of nearby Wanacue, New Jersey, has captured 2 world titles. He beat a slew of well-regarded opponents along the way, like Murray Sutherland, Leslie Stewart, and Willie Edwards, who knocked him down. Tall fighters traditionally hounded Czyz. Prince Charles Williams, Dennis Andres, and Virgil Hill had his number, but all were world champions, and Czyz made every fight a war. Now he's in front of his fans.
I feel like it's a pro debut almost. So coming back to New Jersey, back to ESPN where I started, it's like a homecoming for me and something I'm very excited about. All my people, friends, family, and business associates will be here. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, there you are then, Bobby Czyz in action against Tim Tomashek. And what a story Tomashek's is. More of that, though, after the official announcements from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated, along with your undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Present the featured bout of the evening. This contest is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley. Board members Gary Shaw and Al Daniels. Deputy Commissioner Lawrence Wallace. Physicians in attendance at ringside, Dr. Ken Remsen, Dr. Earl Shaw, and Dr. Howard Taylor. Timekeepers Arthur Spell. The scoring will be done on a 10-point must system, and the judges are Melvina Latham, Steve Weisfeld, and Eva Shane. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the South Mountain Arena here in West Orange, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble! 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Steve Smoker. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trimmed in black with red letters, weighing an even 200 pounds. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, he brings a record of 48 victories against 11 defeats, 17 KOs to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Tim, the Doughboy Tomashek. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the purple trunks with white letters, weighing 206 1/2 pounds. A 2-time world champion, fighting out of Princeton, New Jersey, with a record of 41 victories, only 6 defeats, 26 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the former 2-time champion of the world, Bobby Chappie Czyz.
So there you are then, former light heavyweight and cruiserweight champion, now campaigning as a heavyweight. But I tell you what, the story about Tim Tomashek is quite amazing. August the 30th, 1993. There he was with his girlfriend, sat ringside watching Tommy Morrison supposedly defending his WBO heavyweight title against Mike Williams. Williams didn't show up, and they dragged Tomashek out of his seat, gave him a few quid, and he ended up facing Tommy Morrison for the WBO heavyweight championship. He didn't do very well, I'm afraid. Stopped in 4 rounds. But what a story. And he said afterwards, I hope my mates that watched me at work, they had no idea. Of course, neither did he. But that was subsequently dropped as a defense of the WBO championship by the WBO. And they just called it a routine non-title bout. He's a fairly awkward customer, Tomashek. And the thing about him, I'm afraid every time he's fought anyone with remotely a name, he's been beaten. And Czyz should have his measure. Good left right there from Bobby Czyz. All action, exciting fighter. I do dispute, though, the claim that he was or is a matinee idol as far as the looks are concerned. And of course, Czyz first became light heavyweight champion of the IBF, knocking out Slobodan Kaká in 1986. Beaten in 9 rounds, you may remember. I think it is 4th defense by Charles Williams in 87. And then had a pretty tawdry start to 88. Dennis Andrews beat him before he overcame Leslie Stewart. Czyz had another crack at a light heavyweight championship. He fought for the WBA version against the still holder, Virgil Hill. Was outscored over 12 rounds. Good right there from Czyz. Then, of course, at the end of '89.
I'm just going to move on the gentleman because, you know, Bobby can hit, he's strong, you know, and I think he'll just be sitting there. So I'm just going to be basically moving on him and throwing, you know, punches, and a lot of jabs, you know, working from the outside, you know, because I don't want to sit there banging with him, you know. So that's basically it, you know. And I'm in good shape this time. Like I said, you gents seen me at bigger weights, you know. I had 3 rolls, you know. This time, you know, we're ready to go, you know. We're ready to give her.
Well, I was about to say, in 1989, he had 2 title shots. Virgil Hill for the WBA, and once again, he faced Charles Williams for the IBF and was stopped in the 10th. Came cruiserweight champion in '91, outscored Robert Daniels, and then beat a very over-the-top Bash Ali from Nigeria. And in 1992 was his last major world title fight. He outpointed Donny Lalonde over 12 rounds. And his only fight of the year, then had to pack it in because of a back injury. But that's been sorted. Well, Tomashek, they're trying to hit him after the bell. Good opener then for Czyz. And Tomashek's got the ability to make this an awkward night's work, really, for Bobby Czyz. So having not boxed at all in '93, Czyz came back in '94. And in his second fight of the year, was stopped in 4 rounds by David Ezekwia from Nigeria for the IBO Championship. This is his first fight then of '95. Czyz, 41 wins, 6 losses, 26 stoppages. Tomashek, well, he's 149, lost 11 and stopped 17. Good right there again from Czyz. And again, left hooks coming in from Czyz. And he's ranked number 37 in the heavyweight division by the Independent World Boxing Rankings. And Tomashek, I'm afraid, well, he's way down at 104. And that's no surprise. And in 10 years ago now, Murray Sutherland was outpointed by Czyz over 10 rounds. Now, Sutherland was the first ever Briton to become IBF champion. In fact, he was IBF super middleweight champion, and he was born in Edinburgh, but obviously based himself in the States. But never let it be forgotten. A Scotsman won the world super middleweight title. Well, there's blood now on the right face of Tomashek, who doesn't look in the greatest of shape. There's once again Czyz there. Left hooks him. That one hurt.
And right now, let's about this too. Bobby Morrison had more trouble with Tim Tomashek than Bobby Czyz did.
Czyz is good on the inside. He knows so many tricks. He's waiting here for Tomashek to unload and he carries.
Well, Czyz had the luxury of standing right in front of Tomashek and still managing to connect. Nice right there from Tim Tomashek. Oh, and again, lovely left hook there from Czyz. Well, Tomashek really marking up quite badly now. A lump appearing on his left eyebrow. He's cut on the right cheek. Lumpy around the right eye. And they're not going to get any better. And of course, Czyz, the local man, he wants to look good here. Well, it looks like there's a cut now on the left eye as well of Tomashek. And Steve Smoger won't let him take too much. In fact, that stoppage loss of Tommy Morrison was only 1 of 3 inside the distance losses for Tomashek, so it's fairly durable. But he's getting pasted by at the moment. So good round then for Bobby Czyz. Very chunky heavyweight Czyz, isn't he? I'm not too sure he's got what it takes to be a force in the heavyweight division. He's much too small. But at least he'd be fairly exciting on the way. Only 5'10", you know. Czyz. Tomashek 6 foot. That's not big either, really, for a heavyweight. Well, Czyz completely outboxing Tomashek at the moment, and of course out-punching him. Again, lovely chastising left hook there from Czyz. And, well, every time Tomashek gets hit with that left hook, it really does feel it.
Tough gents. You know, I've even been hit by guitars. Some of those guys, you know, go in the back seats and god dang, they're tough gents, you know, some of the guys. But no, we fight everybody, you know. And, you know, we fought them all, you know, and those guys, you know, anybody who wants to fight, you know. And I fought in the classic arenas, you know, stuff like Wabika, Iowa, stuff like that, the fight meccas of the world. You know, so, you know, we're ready for this one, eh?
Well, he's quite a character, isn't he, Tim Tomashek? For sure. He might not be the greatest fighter on this earth. He's beaten, in fact, 1991, pretty bad year for him. 3 losses, beat by Anaklat Wamba, the reigning WBC champion from France, of course. Jerry Halstead beat him as well, as did Francois Botha. And, of course, Botha, shortly, to contest the vacant IBF championship against Axel Schultz. Well, he's getting punished now, Tomashek. He's having a go, though. Well, this is the kind of fight that Tomashek wanted. He's getting absolutely nowhere standing back. But I'm afraid he's getting punished, whether it's on the inside or the outside. And of course that face not looking any better. Ten to go then in the third. And this one scheduled for 10. Doesn't look like it, or maybe it does it. Good shot again from Czyz. Lovely left hook there. And I don't blame Tomashek for moving away. So, bit of replay here then from that good on-the-rope spell from both men. And Tomashek got hit with a mighty left hook at the end here. And, well, he skipped away. He knew the back, well, we didn't see it, unfortunately. But they're coming for the fourth of a scheduled 10. And he's game, and he's a right funny character, Tomashek. And if you thought it was odd that he should fight Tommy Morrison for the WBO title, something just as odd is the fact that Bobby Czyz is a member of American Mensa. And of course that is for super intelligent people. But I think in America the entry level is a bit lower. It's probably a lot lower. So Ken tells me anyway. You remember Ken, of course. Any complaints? Get in touch with him. Well, it looks like Czyz is prepared quite happily to slow this one down now. Wants to get a couple of rounds more out of this fight, and knows that if he goes to work, there's a very good chance that Tomashek won't be able to last. And of course, there's lots of ways that fighters can prolong a fight. They look like they're punching full power, they pull it right at the last moment, and it doesn't really hurt. Or they go to the body or hit on the arms. They still look like they're being busy, but they're not being quite as effective. And that's another thing, of course, they can do, is they can practice some defensive skills. lots of little tricks. But once you've watched this game for long enough, you know when someone's not absolutely putting 100% into it. And that's what Czyz is doing here. He's having a good time. And they're not full-blooded left hooks either. And also choosing not to punch when he could connect. So that's another little pointer. And, well, Tomaszek's face, I'm afraid, steadily getting worse here. I hope they gave him his ticket money back when he fought Morrison. Because they did buy 2 tickets for him and his wife when he went to the fight. And ended up fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world, if you want to call it that. Of course, there's loads of stories going back in the good old days, if you like to call them that as well, when many men came out of the audience to box 8 and 10 rounds. Ridiculous, wasn't it? And sometimes win. And of course going back to the 20s and 30s, and they box once, twice, 3 times a night. For 3 and 6. Well, once again, around there for Czyz, but really won that one very comfortably. Didn't put himself out either. Tomaszek doesn't get hit hard in this 5th that's coming up, he's going to start thinking something's gone wrong. So here we are then, round 5. Tomaszek still very gamely taking the fight to the former 2-time champion of the world, Bobby Czyz. Czyz, IBF light heavyweight champion, WBA cruiserweight champion. And now, of course, aiming to become a heavyweight champion. And he's attractive enough, you know, to be backed. You might find him another champion yet. Well, once again, Czyz connecting. Nothing spiteful about those punches. They're not particularly hard. They're just keeping him in front. But if Tomaszek takes a liberty, Czyz will turn it on again. All of a sudden, Czyz might just connect with a hard enough punch to make him decide to get rid of Tomaszek. Well, that's what I meant about Tomaszek taking a liberty. They're trying to string a few punches together, so Czyz did the same. Well, it might not be a great deal of fun anymore for either of these two. So just over a minute to go then in this 5th round. And Tomaszek still very game and willing. But it's a terribly hard struggle for him. Ooh. So less than half a minute to go then in this 5th round. The blood now spreading around, and referee Smoger taking Tomaszek back to the corner. And he's such a character, isn't he? And looks like they're going to stop it here in the 5th. Yeah, that's enough, says the ringside doctor. And Tomaszek, the last round, of course, he wanted to be stopped. Well, it was inevitable, really, wasn't it? Nasty cut that on the right eye, and also the left eye doesn't look too good either. Well, it's a win then for Bobby Czyz, and that's well, almost really a comeback win for him. because it's the first fight he's had since August of '94. And in a new division, of course, the heavyweight division. Well, very game effort from Tomashek. Of course, he'll never be without a power, will he? People remember him when he fights. He's a fun guy. And I'd rather see a good loser than a bad winner any day. But then again, I'm English. We like that, aren't we? Well, he never lost a single round there, Czyz, for sure. As we go over to Michael Butler for the official announcements. Almost the end, of course, of the programme here this evening. I'll be back in this seat next Thursday, and we've got a big one for you. Don't miss that, whatever you do. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. Yeah, poor old Tim Tomashek there got a bit busted up, didn't he? Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after being examined by both Dr. Ken Remsen and Dr. Earl Shaw, they advised referee Steve Smoger to call a halt to the bout. He has done so. Tim Tomashek unable to continue. The winner at 2:38 of round number 5. Winning a heavyweight bout, former two-time world champion Bobby Chappie Czyz.
Well, there you are, and it was fairly good fun, wasn't it, the fight? And both these men enjoyed it for sure. I'm sure the audience did. Yeah, that was okay, nothing wrong with that. Just a bit more replay here from that final spell.
Okay, thanks, Al. Bobby, your heavyweight debut, it seemed like you couldn't miss tonight.
Well, you know what it was. We watched tapes on the guy. We know he's a big, strong guy. He's gone the distance twice to Wimpy Hall. Said 6'3", 220, a bigger punch than I am, but I had to be a little quicker and smarter. Start out early. Tommy should test him, see what he's got. When we saw he's just going to put his head down, charge, and be a little awkward, we let him come to us. Ripped the uppercuts inside. I was busting him up. He said, just take your time. Let him come to you and take a beating. I listened to Tommy. Stop throwing cuts. He's always right.
The veteran's experience on the inside seemed big. You've been a master through the years at knowing exactly how to fight on the inside, very subtle, and it seemed to come out tonight.
Well, you know, he tried to push me around because he's used to the weight, and I'm not. It's first step up for me. But once again, Tommy says, you've worked on it in the gym. Guys, 6'3", 220, 218. You know what you got to do inside. Let him move. You'll feel him. Rip him up, rip him up, rip him up. I'm quicker. The punches got there. You see his face.
Hey, how did the weight feel on your body tonight?
Not too bad. 206. I thought I looked pretty good. I tried to work hard to get the weight up higher. I was up to 217, but once you start working hard, it comes off.
How'd the back feel?
Back felt great. I got to thank Dr. Howard Attleglass. Without him, this pro debut would not have been such a success. I'd also like to say hello to Paglusi kids who babysit my daughter, and my mom and stepdad and sister in Florida. I love you guys. We're on our way.
Well, you got everything done tonight. Basically, were you surprised when they stopped at Howard as far as the eye? I mean, he kept coming out, had the crowd going. In fact, they were chanting his name. They said, here we go, Dog Boy. What did you think about that in your house?
I thought it was kind of fun. You know, I have my wife here with me today, and obviously I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my family. But the Dog Boy, he's a tough kid. You've seen him before on TV. You've done some of his fights. He's a tough kid. He's a comer. He likes to hang in. He came out of the audience after drinking beer and went 4 tough rounds with Morrison, who stopped him on cuts. Nobody keeps him on the floor. We knew that. That's why we wanted him. We wanted to test the back, test my skills and my strength at this weight. It worked out just the way we wanted.
Okay, if you had to give yourself a grade in this fight, how would you think?
Oh, I'd say a B. There's some mistakes I made, but I never feel perfect. Only the last time I fought at David Sears went 1 minute. That one I felt perfect because I didn't get hit. But Tommy will give me the grade. He's the one that counts. And he and Arnie now are going to put something together. I got to yell out George Foreman's name. I'd rather manage Mike Tyson and fight him, but I'd fight him too because that's where all the money is. The 2 big guys in the heavyweight division. But I'll need a little time to get the weight.
Right, well, that's about the end of the show this evening. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Take care. See you next week.